ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket.
Welcome to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. And we are back. Yes, we are back. So listen, y'all, we are back for officially season 3 of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I feel I'm seeing like a delay. Like I'm seeing myself in the screen, but it's delayed just a little bit, right? You notice that, Lori? Am I delayed a little bit? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out and come back in and make sure that it's not me because I'm on a different internet today. I'm at my new house. I got a crib. Anyway, just my crib. Anyway, but thanks for joining us, guys. If you're tuning in, we are streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as YouTube. If you can give us a like, here's some interference. The show coming through a phone, speakers, anything. Just check it, please. I'm hearing a bunch of echo. Anyway, yeah, serious echoes. I don't know who it is. But anyway, I'm gonna go out and come back in. But Lori, if you go ahead and cue up the commercial, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Is it a good time to buy or sell a house? No, it is a great time to buy or sell a house. And at a time like this, having a realtor who has your back is key. Introducing Jermaine Parker Realty, here for all of your needs, licensed in both North Carolina and South Carolina. Let Jermaine Parker Realty help you with your next big investment. How's this?
About the same.
Really?
About the same.
You can't say it's my fault this time. You can't.
I don't know what it is. That's crazy. Because I can see myself, but everything is delayed. Like I talk now, and 2 seconds later, I actually see what I'm saying or what I'm doing.
Just don't look at yourself.
Okay. So just know that let me just say hello to my see, I don't have my lights or anything, so all of this is just weird. I don't have my green screen. I'm over here at the new house trying to do everything. So anyway.
Yes, and Brian, we have to give you kudos on all of the work and everything that you've done in the house. You are amazing. Thank you.
Wow. How about that? I know, right, CJ? Anyway, let's say hello to our wonderful panel, starting with, Lori Lolo Parker. Hello, Lori Lolo Parker.
Hello.
I didn't see that. And let's say hello to Mr. TNTBS, host of Elephant Exposed, airing on YouTube and Facebook. The one, the only Mr. CJ Jones. How you doing?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. And former host of the Main Event Podcast, currently serving in the USANG, and currently the person that just sold me and Lori a brand new house. Not brand new house, but brand new for us.
That's right.
Only the franchise, and the man that just got me a nice bottle of Glenfiddich, by the way. Jermaine Parker, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, bro?
Not much. Ready to crack open that bottle anytime, sir. Anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You don't drink scotch though. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin that for you.
Yeah. Okay. In fact, I'll take a swig for you then.
Okay, thank you.
Me too, man. Me too. Just in spirit. In spirit.
Yeah.
No, I think if you really wanted to celebrate and with Jermaine, get him some Crown Royal. You'll drink that, right?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm on some bullet right now.
Oh, bullets, good. We got bullets.
I saw that in one of your posts with the bullet. So yeah, welcome to the club.
Bullets, good. So
bourbon, I like bourbon.
Well,
okay.
you need to let Lori fix you a whiskey sour with the bullets. It's really, really good because it tampers down on that roughness and gives it a nice little sweet edge to it without it being overly sweet. It's a whiskey sour, but she uses bullets in it. Or she can do a mule like that, I believe.
I've been working on my drink making skills.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I think I should try. Instead of trying to go sell oranges, I think I might be a bartender. How about that?
That's why I keep her around, Train. That's why I keep her around. She's a great bartender.
Great cook. Great bartender. Great
good cook and a great bartender. Yeah.
All right, Brian, look like you can get your T-Pain on and fall in love with the bartender.
Bartender.
All right.
Don't give me on T-Pain.
Look, man. Hey, man. You know. Hey, man. Look, man. You know me. I always got to put some sort of song reference in there some way.
I know that's Jermaine's. That's Jermaine's T-Pain song. I'm in love with a stripper. Just saying. Anyway, hey, we've been away for 3 weeks, and honestly, it was simply because, Lori and I have been house searching and everything else, and then we finally found a house thanks to our great realtor Jermaine here, and we closed actually 2 weeks ago today. So we've been just inundated with getting furniture up, utilities up. Just everything that just comes along with getting a home together and stuff like that, and going back and forth, and all the trash. Oh my God, and doing boxes and all. It's just, well, anybody knows, And then I had the refrigerator delivered just the other day. It finally came off of the freight truck, and the guy's like, "Yeah, it's outside delivery, so you're gonna have to get it in the house." And this thing is like 240 pounds easily. Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, I ordered it from Home Depot, but I guess what they did was that they used a third-party delivery instead of because when they deliver, they bring it inside and they hook it up, install it, that stuff, like they did with my washer and dryer. So I thought it was gonna be the same thing. So dude just breaks it to me. He's like, yeah, it's on a pallet and everything. You're gonna have to get it in the house. Yeah. So I had him get his pallet truck, and he at least rolled it to the back door for me. But I have a deck at the back door, so I still had to lift it onto the deck and then slide that some back into the house.
Thank you, Jermaine. That's why, Brian, did you forget what I did before I did this?
Yeah, I know what you did. But guess what?
So hold on. Before you continue, just tell me what I used to do professionally.
You move furniture.
No, I install. Install.
Yeah. I remember.
Okay. All right.
I think it was Queen City, right? It was Queen City.
You love the struggle, evidently. Okay.
Well, no. You know what though? I figured out a very good way. If you know how to move stuff and you move it from side to side, I just shimmied it little by little till I got it lined up with the door, tilted it, pushed it in the house, stood it back up, pushed it in place. Easy peasy. I thought it was going to be crazier than that, honestly, CJ. And I was like, it actually wasn't that bad. It was just more inconvenient than anything else. Let's say hello to Erica Shepard, who just popped in. How you doing, Erica? Hope everything's good. Hope your recovery's going great. Good to see you again. We definitely gonna have some what I don't likes at the end of the show, Erica. So if you would like to start thinking about some, I would definitely appreciate it. Yeah, right. CJ's like, yeah, I know some stuff I don't like. Look, I'm gonna just put it out. I'm gonna just put it out there because I'm not in the same room with my wife. When you're married, oh, good God dang. When you're married, if you live with a woman during the course of the week, you can come up with at least 4 or 5 things that you don't like. Now, the trick is don't be so specific that if she hears it, she know you talking about her.
Well, I already know that you're going to be talking about me anyway.
I'm not. I would never, baby.
Yes, you would, baby.
I would never do that. Oh, and then CJ, I just also I had ordered a brand new washer and the plugs didn't match. So I finally realized that the plug that was installed in this house, it was built in 1940, was just totally different. It was for a 3-prong dryer, but the heads just didn't match. So normally they make adapters for those, but this one is so old they don't have an adapter for it. So I decided to get a outlet receptacle and change out the receptacle.
Okay.
So I respect power. I've changed out stuff before.
Was it a shocking experience?
It actually wasn't. I did my lockout tag out. I went to the box. I shut off the breaker, made sure that there was no power going to it, changed out those 3 wires, put my ground in, my 2 hots in, reconnected it back up, and baby, it's good. So
all right.
So yeah,
well, good job. I'm glad to see that you're still with us. All right.
I am still here. I did not have any electrifying experience to share with you. However, I did have an electrifying experience I wanted to share with y'all. Not sure if y'all know, but from time to time, I'll drive for Lyft. I'll do a few Lyft rides. And I had this crazy ass experience with this dude. And listen, people, you know, it's funny when you drive people, some people are talkative, some people don't want to say 2 words. They're on their phone, they're just decompressing, whatever the case may be. And you just kind of have to know who it is back there if they kind of seem like they want to talk. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I picked up this guy from a bar. So, of course, he had a few. And he was on his way back to Statesville. So I took him to Statesville. And on the way, he was just, I thought what he was doing was just casually talking. So he was just talking about, man, go to the bar and this costs this costs that. I'm like, yeah. He's like, but hey, everything is starting to cost a lot. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Still not really thinking nothing about it. Just having a casual conversation. And then he starts to go into, yeah, man, gas is really high. I'm like, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's a lot higher than it was this time last year. Still just talking. And he's like, yeah, it probably wouldn't be like that if Trump was in office.
Oh no, it gets better.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I was trying to
jump ahead of you.
And I was like, you know what? I don't try to bring that politics in while I'm driving people or working around people because people's sensitive. And you know, now on my show, I'll bring it up because it's my show. And you don't want to listen, you get the hell out. But this dude started then talking about, well, you know, I don't know if I should ask you, but you know, who'd you vote for? And I was like, well, you know,
none of your business.
I really don't want to go into that. I don't think that's really appropriate for the ride. You know, I try to cut it off right there. And he's like, well, that tells me who you voted for. Then he says, what do you think you do now? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, now he's just tearing everything up. I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? Oh, look at the gas prices. And I'm like, I said, do you understand how gas works? And he was like, well, yeah, but if he had sat there and did the Keystone pipeline, then the gas prices wouldn't have went up. And I'm like, see, this is this Fox News. See, this is how you know where people get their information. It's Fox News or online. Because he started regurgitating a lot of stuff that just wasn't factually true. And I said, you do understand that the Keystone Pipeline was just a way of running the oil straight from Canada through the plains of the United States.
Yeah.
You can actually still get access to the oil, but it takes longer because it has to go around the other way.
Exactly.
No, that ain't true. That ain't true. It's running and we ain't getting any of it. I said, you do understand that oil is traded globally, right? And he had no idea. He knew what I was talking about. I said, are you under the impression that just because they drill for oil in the United States, all of it stays in the United States? Well, yeah, that's what they do. They drill more oil, then we get more oil. I'm like, I said, sir, these people are out to make money. So if Argentina or Venezuela or wherever else wants to buy oil, they sell it to them. They're here to make money. Everything that's drilled in America doesn't stay in America. I said, so even if they drill more, it doesn't mean that we would have more. That's not how it works. And he was just totally thrown back by that because he didn't get that. And he said, well, then why did it go up all of a sudden? It didn't go up when Trump was in office. I said, Russia wasn't invading Ukraine then. I don't give a damn about Ukraine. F Ukraine. Jay, for real, this really happened. And I'm like, well, you may not care about what happens in Ukraine, but you do understand that controls some of the market because a lot of the countries in Europe and Asia depended on Russia for their fuel. Russia supplies about 8% of the fuel in the world. And because they took a stand against Russia's involvement in Ukraine, they had to buy that from other places. So that's going to put a squeeze on supply. Well, I still think Biden had something to do with it. I said, well, what did Biden get out of the oil going up? I don't know. He probably getting something back, or his son Hunter getting something back. I said, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. If you want to have a conversation with me about do I think that all politicians are crooked because they take kickbacks from different lobbies and everything, I said you ain't gonna get any kind of fight from me out of this. Every politician, whether it's the gun lobby, whether it's pharma tech, whatever lobbyists are out there, they have politicians in their back pockets on both sides of the aisle. It ain't a Republican thing. It ain't a Democrat thing. They're all dirty when it comes to that.
It's a money thing.
No argument out of me whatsoever. But if you're telling me that you think that Joe Biden is getting kickbacks from his son, who got special arrangements with Ukraine, because he was talking about sending all the money over to Ukraine and all this other stuff, and I'm just like, man, we've been doing that for years. I said, one of the biggest budgets in our United States is military, and they normally vote unanimously on that. So what are you talking about? Well, I'm just saying, when it was Trump, he didn't have any special interest like that because he was a self-made billionaire.
Oh my God!
He didn't even take a salary from the White House. I was
no, it gets worse.
I said, I believe in fairness. I said, so let's compare apples to apples. Trump didn't take a salary from the White House, which was $400,000 a year.
Which he did.
I said, so because he said he donated to charity. Whether he did or didn't, I said that's not consequential. I said, but can you identify any other previous presidents that were self-proclaimed billionaires? Crickets. And so how can you really compare somebody that is a self-proclaimed billionaire. Their salary, I said, what's $400,000 to him? I said, now to you and me, that would be a lot of money. To him, that's nothing at all. So he conceded that fact and everything else, but he was just getting more and more heated, and he just wanted to blame everything on Biden. So I asked him one simple question that relates to today. I said, let me ask you something. If you're blaming Biden for the gas prices going up, what's going to happen when the price eventually come down? Does he get the same amount of credit as he got with the blame?
No.
Begrudgingly. I mean, it was almost like I kicked him in his nuts. He begrudgingly said, yeah, I guess so. I was like, look, I'm just trying to keep it fair. I said, it's like a quarterback in a football game. Quarterbacks take way too much credit and way too much blame. I said, the president cannot be, you can't blame him for the gas prices going up, but then when they come down, he's still in office. It can't be Trump getting the credit. Congress didn't pass any legislation for it to go down. So if you're saying he controls the gas and the markets and everything like that, then he has to get the credit.
Yep.
He did not want to believe that, but he finally conceded that. But by the time he got out the car, man, he was really mad at me. And I told Lori about it, and Lori was like,
you did not get a tip.
All worried and stuff, because he had at one point said he was going to shoot me because I was some left-leaning liberal lover or some shit. And I know, yeah. I told you.
Wow.
Crazy.
Don't worry, I got some for that ass.
Because I looked at him and I said, let me tell you something, bro. If I really thought you were serious, you wouldn't be breathing right now. I just flat out told him that. I said, don't let the fact that I'm driving for Lyft right now fool you. If I really thought you were a threat to me, I would eliminate that threat. So let's be clear.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Right. Like you're saying, I understand you saying what you're thinking because the alcohol is inside of you, not because it's making you say it, but it's enhancing it. I said, but if I really thought that you could shoot straight right now and you really had something, yeah, you'd be done. But I did tell him, I said, sir, it's really sad that you act in this way over your politics and stuff like that. I said, that's why people don't like to have conversations, because people can't have a difference of opinions. I said, I respect your opinion. I don't agree with it. I said, but you shouldn't have to talk to anybody like that just because they're coming back at you with a bunch of facts. Instead of just sitting there parroting things that you see online, do your and he did tell me to do my research. He said it's online, because I kept saying, where are you getting this from? And he said, it's online. Just look for it. And let me just say this to everybody before I bring the panel back in. You can find anything you want to online to support what it is you want to believe. So doing research isn't about finding one thread of information that supports whatever it is that you believe. Doing your research is about making sure that you can vet those sources, their credibility, but at the same time, see if it's in different places.
There you go.
See if make sure that it's corroborated. Make sure that the folks that are out there are actually respected or accredited in those fields and everything. Everybody can put anything online. That doesn't make it true just because you saw it on the damn internet. You can put anything on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I could put I'm a billionaire on the internet.
Self-proclaimed.
And you are.
I am.
You are.
Baby, if
In
I'm
my
a billionaire,
In my heart.
I ain't gonna go there.
It's your truth.
Things would be different if I was a billionaire. I'll just tell you. I'll be changing that phone number quick. But anyway, I got too many cousins out there that, that would motivate them to communicate with me. But and I'm like, you know what? Keep that same energy. Stay dark. But anyway.
Thank you for watching.
And also over the course of this time, before I open up to the panel, not that I normally make any big haul about it, but last Thursday was also year number 48 for me. So I did cross over into that threshold last Thursday. It is Leo season. These lions are out here and we dangerous. Speaking of lions, if you are on here and you happen to be at West Charlotte Lion, we have our 30th reunion coming up this October for homecoming. Please try to get your registration in by August the 15th so we can get a head count and know that you're coming. All of those, all that information is on the Facebook page under West Charlotte Lions class of 1992. We're going to represent. Unfortunately, West Charlotte's football field and parking lot will not be quite ready by the time of homecoming. So I think it's going to be at, I don't think it's Waddell. It's one of those other schools, Vance or something like that. We're going to have to play our homecoming game. So, but anyway, we're going to do it. Whoever we're playing, I can't remember who we're playing, but it doesn't matter. We're going to beat the brakes off of them with or without a football coach. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, I'm proud of my high school from the fact that they had a bunch of 70-year-old buildings. They're tearing them down. I drove by it the other day, and I'm seeing building after building start to fall. The old gym is down, but the new gym looks. Actually, we have two gyms. One's with volleyball in it. The other one's with the basketball and all the other stuff. Swimming pools, Olympic-sized pool. It looks great. So a lot of great things that they've done to it. Classrooms, state of the art, everything like that. So very happy for West Charlotte for finally being recognized by Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools and getting in this revamp that the school needed. But anyway, panel, what do you think about this great story about this crazy dude? The only thing I told Lori is I was glad that at least I was able to counter what the dude was saying with facts. Did I think it was going to change his position? No. But did I at least think I might have planted a little bit of a seed in this man? Possibly. But whether I did or didn't, it's sometimes good to know when you're having a conversation with somebody, how it feels when you're coming from a platform of facts and you see somebody else just basically regurgitating something that some Fox News host, a Newsmax host, or OAN host, or even worse, something more radical, got into their ear and they wrapped themselves around it. What y'all think?
Well, I got so many angles. It's ain't funny.
Hit it.
I guess I'll get the ball rolling. Congratulations. I'll say that. Congratulations on doing something that Mr. T and TBS probably would not have engaged. And the reason, and I have to separate the two. CJ maybe would have done it, but Mr. T and TBS definitely wasn't going to have no parts of that. And it was for the reason that you stated. People take their politics, and just like with myself, I take my my belief, my spiritual belief system. All that is very, 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 very personal, and that's why we are highly encouraged, in and out as being civilians, and especially in the military. Keep your conversations very neutral, and especially whenever you doing what you're doing. Number one, I'm hoping that you had him in your back seat, correct? As this
yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So even talking from a protective stance, this Joker's in your back, and he's drunk, he's belligerent, all of that stuff.
I don't know if he's packing.
Right, all of that. And so you have to maintain your certain level of professionalism and everything until they act out. And then after that, I believe I'm not quite, because that's what you do, is they have to reach a certain level of ignorance, and then you can boot them out if you have to, correct?
I mean, yeah, from at any point.
Right,
I can definitely say, hey, we're gonna have to end this because I don't have to take that. I'll pull over and kick him out.
Yeah. So I would say congratulations, my brother, on maintaining your cool and in introducing just a smidgen of education. I'm pretty sure you popped his blood vessels. You really wrecked his brain, and And I definitely I want to say whether he realized it or not, yes, sir, a seed was definitely planted. Now whether he wants to come to grips with it or not, but
hey, cousin Joyce.
yeah. So yeah, definitely. What's going on, bro?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I didn't realize when he started that he was going to pull it that way. I thought it was just, how people just talk about, man, rent's high and gas is up, and
I knew he was going to pull that Biden line.
As soon
as you were saying, I was like, oh,
I've had plenty of conversation with people like that, and it didn't go anywhere near. It didn't touch that third rail, so I was staying away from it until he dropped that. It would have been like that with Trump. And I was like, oh God.
Ooh.
I mean, listen, when you're in the South, that there's a good chance that there's Trump country so many places that you try not to, just because so many people they're very sensitive about it. And we'll talk a little bit about that leading out of this, about everything that's going on now and how they're clutching their pearls and losing their mind. It's just crazy. Happy anniversary. Wishing you growth many more. Thank you, Mr. Randall Hargrove. And before I jump back in the conversation, and Miss Joyce Coleman, thank you for the congratulations for our anniversary. I cannot believe we've done over 60 head-to-head shows. But in addition to that, we've done well over 40 head-to-head sports shows. Randall, I don't know if you're still on, but I do plan on the show getting started hopefully next week, because we need to start previewing leading up to the NFL season that starts September 11th weekend. But there's going to be a Thursday game right before that. We all know that the Panthers are going to the Super Bowl. No, I was kidding. I can't even finish that sentence. They will be watching the Super Bowl. But head-to-head sports with Brian Parker and co-host Randall Hargrove will be back in the building, hopefully starting next week, where we start to review the different conferences. We're going to go conference by conference. I believe we're going to start with the NFC South, since that's where my Panthers are, who are going to shock the world and finish second in the division this year, above New Orleans and Atlanta. And then we'll probably then go to the AFC South, and then we'll go to the NFC North, and then the AFC North, and then we'll do the East and the West. And we'll do it that way because there's 4 teams in each division. I'm sorry, is it? Yeah, I guess we're gonna may have to do 2. I'll have to look at that, Randall, but we'll do that. Anthony, welcome back. Sorry, I got banned from Facebook for 24 hours. No, what could you have said, Anthony?
Looking at too many
no
posts.
one wants to be in Facebook jail.
I've been in Facebook jail. I have been in Facebook jail.
Have you?
Yes.
What did you do?
Looking at too many posts and saying like, thumbs up, congratulations, happy birthday. Whatever. I don't know. It's like a certain number. Yeah, I don't know. But I've been in the Facebook jail at least twice.
Wow. I've never been. I mean, golly, man.
In about 24 hours. Yeah, that's crazy. Definitely real.
And some of the content that, especially some of the content, should have put you in jail, Facebook jail, but apparently you still got that 4-leaf clover. So
you put a comment in that said women cheat for money, and that put you in Facebook jail. I mean, fact check. I see nothing wrong there, except for the word maybe some should be in front of that. Yeah, I won't say all. That may infer all, but I would say that there are some women, and I don't even want to go there because I don't want to have a whole nother conversation about whether women cheat for money.
Look, man, you're gonna start a whole nother show.
Oh God, I'm gonna have every feminist group calling me. I'm gonna have to be in. I won't be in Facebook jail, but I'll be in some damn witness protection for this. Anyway, JP, go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, man. I guess I'll say a couple things about your ride experience. Number one, I keep my politics. I'm very passionate about my politics too, but for different reasons. Mine's not because of I pledge allegiance to anyone. It's because when people talk about Trump, for me, the problem I have is that when you look at how he denounced the Black Lives Matter movement, how white nationalists cozy up and he parrots a lot of their talking points. When you say that you're comfortable with Trump, what you basically have said to me is that racism isn't a deal breaker for me. That I value money and economy, supposedly, more than those things. And so I can't, at this point in my life, congratulations, happy birthday, turning 48. I'm 46 years old. And at 46 years of age and stuff, I can't deal with people.
But you will be 47 this year.
I will be 47 this year.
Okay, I just want to make it plain that you really aren't 2 years younger than me.
Technically, right now I am.
I'll just put it out there in the universe. We are only 15 months apart, y'all. Okay, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Just want to make that clear.
I don't know why you're trying to put your mama's business out there, but
she was busy. She was busy. I don't know about women cheating for money, but I know what they'll do with a 6-pack of Corona.
Well. But if 46 days, I can't like you can't be in my circle and have those kind of views.
Right.
Like I can't. And so, am I passionate? Yeah, but the same core, So the talking points and stuff. Here's what I'll say. In CJ, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't. This is a drunk white dude from the bar. He don't even remember that conversation.
Right.
I don't think they already see he's playing it. He's not gonna go back because this ain't his first time. The people that hold those beliefs want to be ignorant to facts. They do not want to listen to you.
Oh, and you know what? I'm sorry. The icing on the cake, Jermaine. After I left him, after I said all of that, like 3 minutes later, he tipped me $7. I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, I after all of that.
I'm just saying, for personal experience and stuff, people who believe that stuff, they have their reasons. But as the more I read, or as I was telling a friend today, because I'm listening to audiobooks a lot now on my drives and stuff. The more I listen to books and stuff, and the more that and so out of the 3 years I've been on here, 2 years telling you how racist this country is, and then giving you examples and stuff. There's too many examples of that mentality, which this country was founded on, right? For me to be like, yeah, one good conversation with a smart Negro, and that'll change the world. There's lots of smart people out here, and it's not that they don't have the information, they don't want it. The same way that when they convinced themselves that we were animals and stuff, and didn't want to treat us as humans and stuff, that wasn't because there wasn't science or knowledge or anything out there that said different. It's just it was convenient. And so this country lives in convenient facts. And so I for one, hey, if you don't, and it's totally possible he doesn't understand how gas works and the multiple factors and stuff. That's why like a lot of presidents will never hang a hat on the stock market, because there's a lot of things that go in to what makes stocks go up and what makes stocks go down.
Right.
And stocks are speculative, and there's a lot of confidence about what's going on and who's in charge.
Well, honestly, the Federal Reserve has more control over the stock market than a president does.
Well, and so if agencies are acting independent of the presidency, right? That you're not using DOJ to prosecute your enemies, you're not using the IRS to investigate your financials of people that you don't like. You're not using the Fed to help you profit, or your family, or everybody else profit and stuff. And they're actually operating for the purpose of what they were built for. Then there's not a lot of credit you should be taking for those things. Other if you want to say I put a smart guy in place, or smart young lady or woman in place to handle those things for me. But people, it's America. Most people don't know anything really outside of pop culture. That's really where they are, because our education system in the developed world is like in the 40s. It's not, we're not the top of anything anymore. And so in fact, the founders, actually, the reason that they didn't let poor white people vote is because they were afraid they would vote for somebody who didn't deserve to be in public office, because they could be taken and bamboozled by somebody who talked fast and stuff, and who only wanted power. So the only reason that they had those rules for white men, where they separated out who could vote and who couldn't vote, is because they said, you poor white people will put somebody in office who's a swindler. Fast forward, here we are, and they were right. And so,
in a nutshell,
and again, I always say this stuff, man, feel free to read a book. Not just in it, feel free to this academically back and stuff, and look at historians and stuff who don't ignore colorism in history and stuff. And they'll tell you, oh yeah, they didn't want poor white people voting because they didn't trust them with voting. I mean, that's not a new one, but that's the reason they didn't trust them, is because oh yeah, y'all could be fooled. And so that guy that was in your back seat was not somebody who back in the 1600s would have been had to vote.
That's funny that you say that, Jermaine, because every time I see a poll come out about whatever election or whatever else, they break it down by so many different demographics. And I always understand they want to see how African Americans feel, how they see white folks feel, women, men, all that stuff. But then they'll even break it into categories of folks with a college degree versus folks without one. And what you'll always normally see will be folks without degrees vote more Republican. Folks with more in the degrees vote more Democrat. Which kind of explains the whole war on education. Because if you keep them dumb and ignorant, then pretty much you're grooming them to be a Republican. Now, I'm not saying that that's foolproof. I'm not saying that's a real, I'm not going to say that's not a real thing, but I'm going to say I see evidence of, it seems like if you replace teaching facts with teaching fear, it grooms people to be more closed-minded as opposed to be woke. And then you end up with a bunch of people that think like their mom and dad think, that think like their grandma and grandpa think, or I'm sorry, pop.
Historically, this country has acknowledged the power of education and stuff. So much to the point that they said, if you let a slave learn how to read and write, we're going to kill him. So education in this country has always been acknowledged as something that can lead to uprising, to people having free thought, to people seeing through the BS of what was in front of them and stuff. And so we talk about the assault on education stuff. The assault on education, again, is historic in this country.
Correct.
So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Hey, just a real quick, Anthony had threw in, and I wanted to address it before I move on. He said, so what do they do for a six-pack? This must be a South thing. Okay, so really the joke was more of, you load them up with alcohol and you end up with a bunch of kids is really where I was going with that, Anthony. So just letting you know, it's probably not just a South thing. Maybe it's not Corona where you are. Maybe it's like some slits or, a couple of wild Irish roses or something like that.
Whatever your Bill Cosby approach is.
Or if you go back to some Billy D. Williams and some Coke 45.
Coke 45.
Right, you gotta say like that. Cool.
Nah, CJ tried to slip in a Bill Cosby joke. Like nobody hear him. He said it real low. I heard you, CJ.
You need to have a little.
I'm here all week.
Women are wrong.
I'm here all week, my brother.
You all week.
Them 40 women are wrong.
Oh God.
Who you gonna believe, me or my dad?
Oh my gosh. So listen, y'all. I'm sitting here tripping because
it's our secret on a public platform.
Oh Lord. There's so many things that have gone on in the last 3 weeks. I mean, anything from the NFL coming down with the Deshaun Watson verdict to it being appealed because the NFL didn't like the ruling, even though they put it in the hands of a third-party arbitrator. They do have a right to appeal and all of that stuff. So we still don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to be available this year or what, but Cleveland is looking really, really stupid right now. Anyway, so that was a thing going on. Then Joe Biden, then we saw Jon Stewart having to call out lame-ass Republicans for trying to oppose a bill for the veterans. The same party that's pro-police and back in blue and all this yada, 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 yada. And they basically said, well,
our veterans.
And they come up with a bill for veterans that were affected by burn pits because overseas things had to be burned. And yeah, Brittany getting 9 years. We'll talk about that. But the burn pits, it's normally when you vote on anything in Congress with the military, it normally goes through bipartisan. And when I say bipartisan in the Senate, it's normally 97 votes or better. You're always going to get Rand Paul and Mike Lee and some funky donkey to add some craziness to it. But normally that is a damn near unanimous vote when it comes to the military.
Yeah.
All of these fools, every last one of them voted against it and tried to hide behind the excuse of an accounting error or an accounting tool where they basically said Democrats was trying to call it one thing and all that meant was that then they were going to try to replace it with some more liberal bills. And that was the stupidest thing because number one, that don't make no sense because every year the VA has to still come back and get things appropriated and approved, even if the money is there. So it can't be used for anything other than what it's appropriated for. You have oversight. You have VA oversight committees that would be able to see all of that. So everything that he said was a bunch of crap. What happened was right after they agreed to the microchips legislation, I believe it was, then Joe Manchin, part-time Republican, and him and Chuck Schumer got together and approved a reconciliation bill that would address things like climate, the deficit, inflation, and things like that. And the Republicans didn't like the fact that for some reason they don't understand that the party in power gets reconciliation that does not require a 60 threshold vote.
Mm-hmm.
And now they in their feelings because, oh God, you guys are actually going to legislate like you were elected to do. And they clutched their pearls. They did a lot. They've been doing a lot of pearl clutching. So anyway, they used veterans as a way to have a little bit of a hissy fit.
Mm-hmm.
And Jon Stewart took them to task, veterans literally sleeping out front of the Capitol protesting, shaming them to the point that they went back and they finally voted for it. But it really, really shows you that people will put stupid politics in front of the well-being of people, even those that go overseas and will die and bleed for you.
Yep.
But at the same time, when there's a State of the Union address or anything else, they'll invite a bunch of them with them and use them as a photo opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's sickening. It's, I have a brother that serves in the military. And even when I saw that pissed me off because I'm like, you know what? You can play with a lot of things, but don't play because people don't understand. The military represents 1% of the population. Everybody don't do the military. So those that sit there and decide to commit themselves to the military, you do everything you damn well can to help these folks. When bills come up that helps them with their health care and things like that, don't play no, well, I'm mad because they did something. I don't care why you mad. When you're dealing with the military, when you're dealing with veterans and their health care, I ain't talking about, giving them $1 million, but my God, we exposed them to a bunch of toxins. We're trying to come up with a bill that will address that and you and your feelings. So that kind of ticked me off. They finally passed that. And while this should have been a week of Biden with all the different legislation that was going through, Donald Trump lets the world know that 2 days ago that the FBI created Mar-a-Lago. Big tears, CJ. And now, CJ, check this out.
Send me $45, bro.
Now that's the other thing.
You got $45 on you?
You actually had a fundraising video off of it. But here's the crazier thing, CJ. These folks are losing their mind. They're talking about this is a call to war, a call to arms. They're talking about defund the FBI, defund the police.
Yeah, I know, bro. That had me in tea. I was rolling.
Federal police.
I was dying.
And I'm like, wait a minute,
bro. And
when we were sitting
by,
there talking about defund the police,
Marjorie,
they were talking all this crap.
I was like, Marjorie,
wait,
Marjorie, I know that you're not saying defund the police. Oh my God. I was driving down the road when this broke. I literally had to pull the car to the side and be like, this can't be real.
Bro.
This can't be real.
How do you go from trying to shame people for saying that and then you turn around with the same mess? I'm like, do y'all even hear yourselves when y'all speak? Or or just words just fall out your mouth?
But no, it goes back to that. It goes back to that old saying, bros. Y'all remember when we first started this show and we started talking about how much people like to contradict themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Exactly.
Come on, y'all. It's
funny you said that. It's funny you said that. I was watching Morning Joe. I think it was either this morning or yesterday, and there was some black guy that was on there, and he said that. And you could tell all the white folks around the table ain't never heard that expression. And they started laughing. They were like, oh man, that's a good one. I'm like,
it's old. It's old as shit. I mean, I'm sorry. It's old as hell. Wow.
I could tell they never heard that one before. And they thought it was so appropriate, though. They got the reference, which is good. But it was so appropriate because you're absolutely right. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun and see, here's the funny thing. Before Trump got into office, taking records and everything was like up to a 1 year jail term. Well, Trump, because of his feelings about Hillary, I never heard it. Really? Anthony, come on, bro.
We got to get you out more, Anthony.
Yeah, we got to get you out more. But so he was in his feelings about Hillary and her emails and all this other stuff. See, it's funny how you say things and then you got to make sure that you got to understand. So he kept talking about Hillary and emails and this and that and the third, and he changed the law to now it's a penalty of up to 5 years for taking government documents.
From 1 to 5.
From 1 to 5, he changed that. So then he gets caught up taking a bunch of stuff that ain't his. And now they out there talking about with the FBI planting evidence and all this. They don't even know why they in there. They ain't even seen the warrant. And like everybody kept saying, well, look, if Trump wanted to sit there and quash all this, he could just sit there and post a warrant.
It's his right.
Now the DOJ ain't going to do that. Now, Merrick Garland did have a press conference today where they're trying to see if a judge will let them both do that so that we can dispel some of this, because there's a lot of toxic rhetoric out there right now about violence and civil wars and call to arms and taking back our country and abolishing the FBI.
Right, bro. I saw the AG's announcement today when he basically just had to go back to the podium and readdress the issue because of all of this nonsense.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, how it's funny, but it's serious at the
Mhm.
same time
Mhm.
that you, big government, have to make sure or assure the United States as a whole to be like, listen, normally we wouldn't even say nothing. Normally we would let this stuff go. I'm paraphrasing, I'm putting it in my own words, but this was my interpretation of what the AG said. So he's basically saying normally we wouldn't even worry about y'all. But because we know who we're dealing with and we seen the power of his influence and the power of social media
Yeah.
and everything else, we're gonna go ahead and get in front of them trying to get in front of this call to arms and everything else, and even to the point to where MSNBC, the anchors, they were clowning this guy because whenever Trump was out here crying, they said they had more cameras outside of Mar-a-Lago than actual physical Trump supporters. And he said, like, to put it into numbers, it was crazy. I didn't even know it was like, I think he said 5 or 6 million Trump voters itself just in his area. And then it's 74 Trump supporters voters across the United States.
Oh yeah, Florida's a huge red state.
And I was like, okay, and I was like, but I didn't know it was that many there.
Mhm.
And I was like, so yeah, in comparison to what showed up, I mean, they literally showed a sprinkle full of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
And I
maybe
was
like
like,
about 15,
wow.
20, and they were playing some soul music, and, you know,
Right.
but you know, it was just very interesting, especially what they were saying.
I had that same look on my face too, Jermaine. I
It was
had
just
no clue.
like,
So
really?
in other, but and that's why I said I was split between feeling entertained, but at the same time, this is a real issue. This could be possibly another real threat.
Another
Because
January 6th. Yeah.
right,
Well,
exactly. So go ahead, Jermaine.
This time, I'm on board. I think we should abolish the FBI, and I think we should defund the police. I think that we should take them at their word, and I think that we should ask them to go ahead, because in the history of this country, the FBI ain't never done nothing good for a black person. So go ahead and go and get them out of here. You're right; they overstepping. They've always they have no oversight. They have no real purpose. They're not enshrined in the Constitution. But you know what it is enshrined in the Constitution? If you look at the preamble where it says life and liberty, all that good shit, rather than that, people forget the part where it says, unless you're white, and this is where they get this stuff, until we have a right or a duty by the Constitution to overthrow the government if it infringes on those rights to happiness and stuff, right? And
Listen, man.
And so when you look at, and I'm serious, because this is we talk about the Civil War, and this is why they mad, they losing their minds and stuff, because they remember this. It told us when the government doesn't work the way we want it to work, we have a job to fix it and change it and overthrow it if we need to. It's in the preamble. Again, y'all go read the preamble. The Constitution's not that long. But it's in there, right? And so I'm with them. If they say defund the FBI, I say, shit, that's a good start. I want to get rid of these goddamn slave patrols, but if that's where we got to start, that's where we got to start. Because I'm sorry, as a black man in America, there's no organization with a badge and shield that's actually serve and protect us. They were all built around the idea to monitor us and see what we were doing. Like the meme say, you never
doing over there?
Black person, because there's always a white person in your business. Yeah, go ahead. I say, Martin Taylor Green, I am behind you. This is a policy that I can get behind. Let's do it now.
Tomorrow be too late.
We need to
Anthony says, as a black man, my mother has my back more than the FBI. Oh yeah.
The
yeah.
FBI, Google, and Alexa, Siri. Oh, they all got your back.
Yeah. Way back.
Got your algorithm. Look, I'm just saying, it's not a coincidence that when you think about something, it pops up in your feed. I'm just saying, that's not.
Boy, I'm telling you, Alexa knows it in a mug now.
Oh God, yeah. Alexa just starts talking to me, and I'm like, I didn't ask you nothing, and
Look,
she just starts talking.
She in my house. I'm gonna have to rename her so she don't answer when we be talking and stuff. I can't have her
right.
back.
And then you ask her a real question. She's like, I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, right. I've done that too. And she's like, I'm not sure what the answer to that is. I'm like,
well, ask the FBI agent sitting beside you, Alexa.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord. So it was just funny though to see them now clutching their pearls about defund the police, and
it's not.
You know, and I didn't see any of that pearl clutching when Paul Manafort got raided, when Roger Stone got raided, when when Michael Cohen got raided.
They were upset about that stuff too. They were upset.
They didn't go nuclear talking about war and all that.
Well, it's different because he's a former president, right?
Well, it's their God Emperor,
and that's what rises to the occasion. Why it makes it different and stuff, and that's why they're losing their mind. Not because they respect him as president and stuff, but again, so you have to understand. The laws in this country were not made to capture and punish and hold accountable rich white people.
Nope.
Right.
White men. White men. White women still don't understand that they were property too. Right. But for the laws were built. This country was built around making it better for rich white men. And so anytime that thing starts catching rich white men, they say, "Oh, it's broken."
Yeah, something got to be wrong with this. So now, come on now,
right?
It's not.
I just knew it. I turned the box over. A bunch of Negroes are going to fall out.
In their defense, they are right. If it does do that, it is not working the way it was designed.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
True. That's true.
And this is why whenever and I will hold those same kind of conversations around my little small circle that I have. Yeah. So when people say, is the system broken? Yeah. But it's not necessarily bad, because there was an old saying that we used to say back in the church that I came up in. It's actually like a part of a lyric of a song. It said, if you dig one ditch, you better dig two, because the ditch you dig for me, it might be for you. So it's very funny.
That was a church song?
Yeah, it's called, hang on, because my aunt used to sing it.
It's about Kurt Franklin.
I was gonna say,
no, it's way older than that. No, it's actually, hold on. It's actually it's actually called Holding On to My Faith. My auntie used to sing it. But but it's a very real saying. It's another way of saying it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
You getting caught up in your own traps and stuff like that. So so it goes back to that same set of morals.
Well, there used to be another saying that says, "What's good for the goose
is good for the gander."
Yeah, but that's not what they want, and that's not the way this country is designed. And like, I've got like 400 years of this country to tell you that that's not the way that it's supposed to operate.
Right.
So, legitimately, when these guys are going crazy and stuff, they're like, "Yo, stop it." That's like if you lived in a jungle and you said, "Man, I've got monkeys that are jumping in my house and stealing my food and stuff, and I'm going to put a camera out here and I'm going to put the facial recognition to the fucking monkey, and then it's going to have a little thing with a boot. It's going to boot these monkeys out of the door every time they come by and stuff." That's what. And so monkey comes in, boot comes out, knocks monkey out stuff. Boot comes out, knocks monkey out kind of stuff. You come home, boot kicks you. You like, wait a minute, I ain't no goddamn monkey.
Yeah.
And so when the injustice system actually catches a white dude, they go, "I ain't no nigga. Wait a minute now."
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I hear and see.
This is a monkey trap.
Again,
trap
what and that's where the wokeness and all this other stuff is coming from, because now it's like, wait a minute, you're right, Jermaine. The system was originally designed a certain way, and now it's starting to work counter to that. Lori has already put up the the Chiron, I guess it's time for our segment of
because the last time it went a little over. So I was trying
we got
to
into it. Okay, so listen. Y'all know how we do.
Yeah.
And if you don't, just play along. If you breathe on a daily basis and you walk outside and you just look at people on a daily basis, you can always come up with things that you just simply don't like. So CJ, I'm gonna let you start because I know you got a list. I'm gonna let you go ahead and throw it in.
I'm only gonna peel two of them off until I hear Jermaine, and he gonna trigger me more. Okay. So
all right, what you got?
All right, so my top two is these face mask, half-ass face mask wearing people. Either you're gonna wear it completely or don't wear it at all. Quit all this right here or this right here. Then what's the point? Okay, are you mocking someone that's trying to like grow a beard, or you think you about halfway protected because you don't have it on your nose? Or if you are outside and it's let's just say 98-degree weather and you're standing outside by yourself and you have this mask totally and completely covering your face and the wind is strong. I don't get that. The other one is the drivers. Distracted drivers. Do one or the other. Either be on your phone and not drive, or drive and not be on your phone. Too much traffic gets cluttered in all kinds of places. And I know y'all remember how Albemarle Road is. Every time there is a clutter, every time there seems like you would think there's an accident happen. No,
it's not.
That's a driver like this. And in the main lanes, they're in the fast lane and or the like when you in like say when like it goes out to Independence. They're in the traveling lane or the fastest lane, and they're all like this. So I'll leave it like that. But those are my top two right now.
I'm a hold on, Lori. I'm gonna get one in too about drivers. What I don't like about drivers is I don't like people that don't understand what the hell a right of way is. Let me explain this to you. If you come up to a four-way stop and you're the first person there, you're the first person that gets to go through the damn stop. Don't blink me and act like I need to go. Secondly, I don't know what's going on lately, but as I drive, more and more people drive without their damn lights on because they don't know the difference between running lights and actual headlights. There's a difference. Your running lights run throughout the day.
Right.
Okay. Yes, the inside of your dashboard will come on, but it doesn't mean that your tail lights are on. So you're driving down Interstate 85 and no one can see you. Okay.
Especially in inclement weather.
Lori got some? And now that we have a Lori that drives a whole lot more now, I'm sure she got one too. Go ahead, Lori. What you don't like? Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks, Maureen, and thanks, Mike, for the congrats. Hey, Maureen, that's my buddy.
What I don't like is I can't stand that you playing your music that so loud in your car that you don't know that you got your blinker on for the last 3 miles that you're trying to go into the other lane. Can you please turn that this way? I had it this morning.
Look, eventually I was going to make my turn.
Yeah, eventually I'm going to turn left.
To the left lane. But it just kept going on. And I'm saying to myself, I have music on, but I can hear the clicking still. Then finally, because I had to get around her and look at her like, hey, what are you doing?
Lord, she might just be happy that her clicker work.
You saw my blink up.
Not in the Mercedes. Not in the Mercedes. See, I have my little putt-putt, but you got the fancy car. So I know that you know where the blinker is, but it's loud enough.
It might not. I mean, The good thing about my car is if it blinks for more than 30 seconds, it'll start yelling at me to turn my blinker off.
Oh wow.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I know that baby's high tech. So
Okay. All right.
Jermaine, what don't you like?
You know what I don't like? I don't like when white people low key be trying to get you to diss other black people. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you.
No, you know what I mean? Like I was talking to this white dude and he looked at me and said, "What do you think about that Brittany Granger story? Grinding story?" I said, "I don't even know nothing about it, dog. I don't want to talk about it."
I ain't even heard about it.
Conversation, right, man? I was like, I don't even want to talk about it, man. Well, let me tell you. He said, "Well, let me tell you about it," because he tried to get me. I think that she should be left over there. Duh, duh, duh. And this dude is like, I think he was in Navy, Coast Guard, or whatever stuff. He said, duh, duh, duh. I said, hey, let me ask you a question. I said, when did you start believing shit that Russia said?
When he heard his God Emperor say it.
His God Emperor. Yeah, that's
when Orange Julius said it, then he started believing it too.
Well, no, I believe it goes
Demigod
back to
45.
It goes back to the imprint that black people are devious and that we're always up to some shit, and that's just the way that white people perceive us. And so I don't like it when white people would come to another black person and try to get us to co-sign on dissing other black people. I don't like that.
Yeah, you should say who you think I am, Larry Elder?
Yeah.
Candace Owens?
The Hodge twins?
Who you think I am, Herschel Walker?
Yeah.
Oh God, please don't.
I would love to play another.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I don't like. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like.
What don't you like?
Herschel Walker.
I don't like Herschel Walker thinking that the word Negro is the N-word.
Bruh, when he said that, I just walked away from the laptop. I did.
Herschel,
when
Herschel,
he did
I know
that.
you're watching right now. Herschel.
No,
stop talking. Don't say
just
Herschel. Don't say nothing between now and November, and you might win.
No,
that's
they gonna
scary
vote
part.
No, they gonna vote for him because he's a puppet. Stop it.
I have another I don't like.
Oh,
I don't like when someone is sitting here and telling me about because I work at a school, and I've heard stories about their financial situation, especially because our semester will be starting soon. But what I don't like is you're going to sit here and become indignant to me that you cannot pay your tuition bill because you got 4 kids and you just refuse to pay it, and get indignant about not getting because you have 4 children. That's not my problem, nor is that my issue, nor should you chose to go to school, so you got to pay your bill, and all your financial aid can't cover that. That's what I don't like. Don't get indignant about that with your kids.
Exactly, sister-in-law. And you tell them I'm offering scholarships if they want to apply.
Hey, we got 3 what I don't likes, and they're really good. Well, 2 of them are at least.
Yeah.
Sarah Parker says, I don't like children who try to tell their mom's business.
Right. I got you, Mom.
Well, because I brought up the whole 6-pack. I didn't say it was in the back
of
I didn't say it was in the back of a duster.
Get him, Mama. Hit him in the throat. Listen, you heard me, Mama. I say hit him in the throat. Just like this.
I didn't mention the
duster. That's a backhanded to the back of the head.
I know I was
right here. Just hold your
duster.
hand just like this and just hold. Just real quick.
Lord. Anyway, and Rand says, what I don't like, brothers, pull up your goddamn pants in public. I should not know what color boxers y'all have on. And you know,
ain't nobody interested in your underwear.
Rand, I've played this video so many times. I'm gonna play it next time, I think. About the guy that's in prison, Fleece Johnson, that talks about how he likes booty and how he thinks that's he said that's sexy to him. Huh?
Because he likes booty.
We can do this the hard way.
He said, I like booty.
He like
We can do
booty.
this. We can do this. We can do this the easy way.
Yeah, on the hard
We
way.
can do this the
Hard
hard
way.
way.
Hey, CJ,
That's it, bro.
he said booty was like drinking water.
I'm a booty warrior. I'm a booty warrior.
He said, "Ain't no
welcome,
shame in
Ma. I
my
got
game."
you.
And then Erica says, "You know what I don't like is when the Spanish person says habla español. I say no, but still proceeds to speak Spanish to me. It gets mad that I don't know what they're saying. No means the same thing in both languages."
And how about in
Well,
all languages?
Hey, that's the reason he kept on talking because he thought you were speaking Spanish.
Oh my God! But you know,
Oh, God. That's a good
You said
one.
no.
That's a good one, Jay.
That's true. Erica, did you say no or did you say no?
No.
No.
Did you
Oh
say
my God.
no?
You gotta
say,
shake
I don't
your head
know?
like that too. You gotta
You
be
say,
like,
I don't know.
No
say, I don't know.
No say.
Don't say.
Let me stop. That's racist as hell. Let me stop. That's
No, it is.
See,
This is
what
why I
happens when
started
they
the
be
segment.
funded. You start carrying out their racist plots for them.
Oh, God. It's how you say no. It's not just saying no. You have to say you have to see Erica. See Erica light skin. Erica, you gotta say it like a dark skinned person would say when they say habla español. No, you can't say no. I think okay,
Oh gosh. Thank you,
And-
Erica. That was
I love
good.
that one, Erica. That's good because you know what? I had a friend. She's Hispanic, but she was a foster child, so she never learned any Spanish before, and she was raised in Maine, far away from Hispanic people. And I worked with her, and anytime people would walk by her, they would just start speaking Spanish, and she would look at them like, "I don't know what the hell you're saying." Like I literally knew more what they were saying than she did. And that was a hilarious part. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" And her last name, it was a Spanish name. It was Alvarado and all that kind of stuff. But she did not know anything about Spanish at all. And it was just funny how people would just walk up to her and just start talking, and she's like, "I have no idea what you're saying."
Yeah.
Like
My biracial child, the one that don't claim me, pretty much
every day. Erica says I get it every day.
of her life. People trying to speak Spanish to her. For real. It's funny. But anyway.
So Lori has pushed up the final thoughts with me, even though I was having so much fun with this segment. I always love doing what I don't like, and I really appreciate the audience. I am biracial.
Yeah, that's why. And that's why.
A lot of them light brights, damn near whites will get that all the time. Because my child, when she was born, they thought I stole that girl. I know when they see my little dark self and they see Alexis looking like a chicken, they like, ain't no way in the world. That's your baby. I used to call her Tweety Bird. She was so yellow. That girl was brighter than a light. I call that girl Butterscotch, man. She looked like a Wurley, a piece of candy.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God! I used to call her Cheeseburger. That girl was so yellow. Oh my goodness.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, she had all these names, man. Oh my God, she was so yellow. She walked around like Chicken Little all the time. I'm just like, Lord, and had one little piece of hair sticking straight up. I'm like, Lord, have mercy. But now she done grew more hair, so she good now. But I ain't know if she's gonna grow or she really won't be Chicken Little the rest of her life. I was ready to buy some big old glasses. And,
much love to my butterscotch ladies out there.
I know you got to get that in because you got one. You got a minion right there. I got you.
Sir. I love my little rice skinned woman. I love her.
Oh yeah. She need to be in that is that one of the movies where she passed. It's called Passing or something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says "No habla español." Erica, you should definitely do that because that would be funny as hell.
Bro, that's funny.
That is great. I love it. Anyway, thanks to all the everybody for dropping by. If it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the entire hour, we appreciate it. We will do this every Thursday, as many Thursdays as we can at 6 p.m. Always like, listen, and share. Let everybody know about it. And hey, do me a favor too. Sometimes just go to NPower TV Network on YouTube. I know you've seen the show, but do me a favor. Play it, put it on silent, let it run, drive up those analytics so YouTube and everybody else will start to know about it a little bit more too. We are catching a lot of traffic on YouTube, so that's really, really good. I am seeing replays and things like that, so it's really good. We like to have really good conversations, and if you are interested for season 3 of being one of our panelists, yes, you got to come on. Yes, you got to be on camera, and yes, you do not have to have any kind of degree in political science. You just have to have a degree in life. If you've experienced life and there's things that are happening out there in the world and you want to speak on it, that's fine. Agreement is not necessary, even though I'm the host and I get the final word. I'm just kidding. Just come on the show. We would love to be able to chop it up with you. If you know other people that would be interested in maybe interviewing, we're going to be reaching out to political folks. We're going to be reaching out to filmmakers, folks writing books, and really be able to interview them and try to spread the word and let other people know about the great things that people are doing out in the community. It's not just this isn't a bash Trump show or a left-leaning show or right-leaning show or anything like that, but we do like to talk about what's going on in the world, and a lot of things that are going on in the world do revolve around political systems. And if you don't believe that, then you just kind of are being like a ostrich with your head in the sand, but the world is still going on around you either way. So we like to talk about those things in conversation and have fun with it a lot of times, and then close the show off with, what don't you like? So if for nothing else, join the show the last 15 minutes and you laugh your ass off. I'm just saying. Right. So anyway, final thoughts, Lori. Put it back up on the screen. Come on. Final thoughts. Where you at, Lori? There we go. All right, there we go. Boy, she's my producer, man, I tell you. Anyway, so final thoughts. Lori, let's have it.
Pay your damn bill and pay your bills and have your money right. Please do that.
Bro, you ain't let that go yet?
Oh, God.
That's your final thought. Pay your bills.
Absolutely, because I don't want to hear about you and your kids, and you can't get a book. That ain't my problem. Pay your bills.
Pay your bills.
Oh, God.
CJ, hopefully you can top that one. What's your final thought?
Everybody say it with me. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
All right. Fair enough. JP.
Hey, it's been a lovely week. I'm glad after 3 weeks we got back together because the way the world is, it's just so hard to know what's going to happen. So with that being my final thought is, Sarah Miller, I love you. You're a wonderful mother. I just want to take my final time to recognize you and say that I miss you. It's good talking to you the other day. I'll get by there this weekend with those large girls and stuff. But final thoughts, love mama.
Damn. All right. Well, I was just going to echo one of the greatest philosophers out there today, a young man that I have a strong affinity for, that is always on point with what he says. So, in the words of one Christian Walker, take care of your kids! Oh my God!
I'm gonna go do that.
Oh God, you stupid! Oh my God, boy, you had me.
Anyway, this has been another episode of
You got me on that one.
I did. Head to Head with Brian Parker. We will see y'all again next week. Y'all take care. We are out.
Peace.
This is ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma.